Okay. Ooh. Hey guys. How's it going? Today we're talking about some topics of love and such here on GORP. My name is Josh, and GORP of course stands for Gestures of Romantic Pleasure. Who else do we have here to talk about love?
Hi, I'm Brooke.
Hey there, I am Fry, and I'm just not quite as good at the Barry White as Josh is, I guess.
Oh, nobody's good at it. Anyway, we're talking about love here today, like how you see it, and what is it, and what do we do with it, and how it makes us all feel terrible sometimes.
Josh, are you creatively trying to say that you want to know what love is?
I want you to show me.
You to show me.
Just you, baby. My receptacle is a slightly worn heart. Isn't that cool? Let's go to the first topic, eh?
Topic number one.
Romantical moments. What's some cool
this magic moment?
We don't have to. We shouldn't ever give names. I assume, but a cool type of prom.
Well, those of us that are in long-term marriages should probably not give names. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm name dropping everyone.
Everybody, and they're all named Tony.
Basically, Brooke is writing a Taylor Swift album this episode.
You ever done a romantic
what's
moment?
Yours?
Have you tried to make like a moment particularly romantic before, but it didn't quite work because like traffic or something? What about that?
What kind of traffic?
Like you have like you're going on your anniversary dinner, and then the whole experience in general just sucks. Even though everyone involved wants it to be a nice romantical evening, but no, the waiter sucked. The food was cold. We tried. My feet are wet.
So one of the first Valentine's days I spent with my husband, I picked out this fancy, nice restaurant, and it took so long to get there that we almost missed our reservation. And when we got there, he was like, I hadn't seen the menu. I didn't know the prices. And we looked at the menu and the prices, and we were like, oh, my God, this is so expensive. And we both just kind of like, oh, shit. And he was, you could just kind of tell he was aggravated.
Yeah.
So that was our first Valentine's Day together. That's
Really? Oh boy.
Brooke's like, and just so you know, this is what I expect every Valentine's Day. So good luck.
A terrible time spending too much money.
I ordered a salad and it hurt me.
When I proposed, we went to a really fancy restaurant and ordered everything, got all the drinks and appetizers, the whole thing. We ordered everything ahead of time. And then I was just so nervous to propose, like my legs were shaking and I was sweating before the apps even came out. Like pretty much when the waiter left, the server, I got on one knee and, she said yes. And then, so excited. And that's great. It was pretty romantic and stuff. But like, because I didn't save it for after dinner, none of that food got eaten. Like, I tried my best to eat the food, but she was too excited to eat anything. I'm like, I just spent a lot of money on these rabbit haunches or whatever I ordered.
We're going to go home and consummate this engagement.
We actually went to the arcade after, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
But then everyone consummates in their own way.
I actually did have a romantic, like, one that sticks out over most of the rest. I had a boyfriend when we lived in Italy, and for Valentine's Day, he paid two of his friends to dress up in diapers like Cupid and shoot bows and arrows at me. It's quite possibly the most romantic gesture I've ever experienced. It was good.
I'm processing it. I think it's pretty romantic. I think it is.
Yeah, and they had like the little Hershey's Kisses, and they were kind of throwing those too, and then they shoot little.
Was it like an all-day thing, or just for a moment?
It was just like a moment before dinner.
And I just follow you around.
That would be so weird if she's like, you said it would happen in Italy, Brooke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she walks into the BX to buy like cough medicine, and they're like, an arrow for my sweet. like across the BX.
Yeah, it would be kind of
Like,
strange.
then,
I was
like-
just imagining them following me around all day and like never cutting the act.
Yeah.
Just like
like you
arrows and shit.
like you open the car door for yourself and they get in the back of your car, like the back of the
yeah.
Squeeze by you.
Yeah. Like she starts, like almost like a movie. She starts physically trying to outrun them, so they're not following, and then they start chasing her to the. No, I paid to do this all day.
We just wrote a horror movie just now. That was it. We just did it.
Oh God!
Brian, you got any romance you can think of? Anything that was like, oh, this is sweet.
Well, one bad one was the first time that this ended up being one of my wife and I's favorite restaurants, but Vernon's Hidden Valley Steakhouse. I had heard about it when I was working at Best Buy, and people were like, "Oh yeah, it's a really cool experience. You should look into it." So I in all my knowledge, decided to book it for Valentine's Day, and cool concept, really cool concept, which is like basically you have to call ahead. They give you a code word, because it's a speakeasy, and it's a hidden door off to the side of somewhere. So it's not even like a restaurant. It's like a hidden door that takes you like around into like this dark plate restaurant.
Through a slime.
And they got like they got like a jazz band playing and everything like that when you get in.
Cool.
But it's a full speakeasy. So you get there, you find the hidden door, you knock on it, and he slides like a little thing, one of those like old fashioned like. And he's like, what's the code word? And you tell him, and he does a whole act. He's like, are you a cop? And he's like, all right, I'm going to give you a frisk when you get in, And goes through a whole thing, and you get in. And it's pretty cool, but apparently it's like really popular among like famous people that film shows and stuff in Albuquerque, because they do give you like a set of rules.
Wait,
like,
I think I've been there.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Like,
in Albuquerque.
Yeah,
it's in a liquor store?
It's like close to a liquor store, but it's not in a liquor store. It's like, you have to give, like, it's a speakeasy, is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's
no,
like,
I think I've been there.
Yeah, it's like really dark when you get inside. So
like in a basement.
Yeah, like in a basement. And then they got like a really beautiful bar area and all this stuff. It's really expensive. It is really expensive.
It is.
But you can taste your money being spent well.
Yeah.
But on this Valentine's Day, like, I shouldn't have booked it for Valentine's Day. It was so packed. Like, I had a reservation, right? And even during my reservation, we had to wait almost like a full 45 minutes. And we ended up leaving, and I can't recall where we went. We did give it a second try. We're like, maybe it's just Valentine's Day, and we ended up loving it. But the guy was like profusely apologetic. He's like, because when we were leaving, he's like, well, did you guys get to eat? And we're like, no. And he goes, I'm so sorry. Like, he's like, yeah, and he was kind about it. He felt bad. But I was like, it's Valentine's Day, dude. Like, I get it. Like, couples are probably just staying way longer than you expected, things like that.
Yeah.
So good ones. I don't know. I've done like lots of random romantic gestures. Like back in the day, I used to leave like my wife used to wake up earlier than me, so I'd go out like at like 1:00 in the morning when I got off work or something, and I'd go buy her flowers and I'd set them on the counter because I missed her that night, and just like whatever, leave flowers on the bathroom counter or something.
Nice.
I don't know, stuff like that. Just random,
I don't know,
random things like that. Like whenever I buy stuff, it's not for me. I don't buy stuff for me because I don't really care. But if she cares about it, like I'll buy it. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
I think I'm romantic.
You find the favorite chocolate bar and such little moments. Mm-hmm. I brought you some
little
Whoppers.
magnets that she likes. Like I wouldn't do it, but she likes them. So
yeah.
So that's me.
Well,
that's my romance.
That's pretty cool, man. Nice and everyday, but also thoughtful as fuck, dude.
Yeah. I wish you weren't staring me right in the eyes while I was being all romantic, Josh, but whatever.
I'll never stop. Next is love languages. So, any listeners, we talked about this briefly on the one that was just about me. So I'm gonna like lay low in general. What do you think about your love languages there, fellers?
Say that you need me.
Sorry.
Well, should we review? Are we just doing the 5 love languages, like from the book, or?
Oh, I never read the book, so I don't care.
Oh, okay. All right.
I didn't read the book either, to be honest. I just joke around about it all the time.
So there's in this book, there's 5 love languages. I think it's like physical touch, acts of service, quality time,
Coupons.
like confirming words, and like presents, gifts.
Okay.
So there's usually a primary, and I think mine is quality time. I really
Same.
enjoy spending time with people that I love.
Yeah.
And then probably acts of service
Service.
next, like taking out the trash, or a gesture, like, even though it's kind of like a gift, like, oh, I got this cinnamon roll because I thought of you, type of thing. That's
service.
how I know people love me. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard
You want to collaborate a little bit on that, or how did you? I was just gonna ask Brooke, like, how do you know that? Like, how did you find out that about yourself? Was it reading the book, or was reading the book more like enlightening? Like, oh yeah, I guess I do enjoy, something like that.
Yeah, there's a quiz in the book. It's like in the back, and I think there's one for each partner to take.
Okay.
And mine, sorry, my love languages have changed over the years, so it's always nice to kind of revisit, because I think when I was younger, maybe gifts meant a little bit more, getting flowers meant a little bit more to me, whereas now I think time and memories are a little bit more important for me. But yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's a good book. It's a good read, especially like if you're trying to communicate better with your partner about, like, if they're not feeling appreciated, because everybody loves in a way, and they like to be loved in a way, so it's not always the same. So, like,
is there a why there for you? Like, do you know why?
Ooh, getting deep.
I think
I'm curious.
For me, I like I like attention. So like having, like, that's how I know that I'm getting what I need from my partner.
Yes.
And then acts of service, it's kind of like you listened to what I said, and it meant something enough for you to do said thing, Gotcha.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious, like, why that was, because I think being introspective is actually, like, we lots of people will say they're introspective, but I think it's a lot harder than people, like, actually think it is when you actually start to think about why or how.
Yeah.
Like, those are hard questions to answer about yourself. Sorry, Josh, what's your love language?
My love language, I think it's very similar to Brooke. But I was just reminded of, I think her name's Taylor Tomlinson, the comedian. She mentioned that her one of her jokes, she delivers it a lot better, but basically her love language is the one that she's not currently receiving. What did you say to me?
No. I was doing that for the audience, not for you. It sounded like you said something else, so I was saying it a little bit louder, so it sounded better.
Oh. But yeah, one of her jokes is that her love language is the one she's not currently receiving. So, like, if you're not doing anything, if you're not doing the dishes, that's why our love isn't working out right now. But that I don't know what it is as far as the ones I respond to, but I like, as far as giving love, it's quality time and acts of service mainly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I love that sentence. As far as giving love.
Because you love people in a language, and then they love you in their language. Yeah. So it's always good to have these conversations with a partner so that you can see when you're being loved, and they can see when they're being loved. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I guess would it also be like, just because my love language is giving gifts, that doesn't mean I shouldn't do anything else, right? I mean, that's the idea. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No,
it's like,
I think we've dug into that with Josh before.
Yeah.
And I'm always hesitant to dig into it with you, Josh, because you do get a little bit shyer, and I don't like that Josh too much. I like the loud Josh. Yeah, shy Josh is not my favorite Josh. It's the Josh that I understand well. But I think there's more to it. Like, why did giving things start to become the way you express love?
Not giving things. I don't have any money.
Who said it had to be money? You're like, it could just be like, I made this wooden sword for you.
I found this bud. No, acts of service, as in, like, contributing to the relationship,
Yeah.
to the the household or whatever's going on. Like if we're
Yeah.
going out on a date, I'm gonna not just be a passenger. I want to be part of the whole thing. You need to hold the map. I'll hold the map. Stuff like that.
Okay.
Basically like just being a good partner in general. Like imagine that platonically. Like an FBI agent has a good partner that's trying to help the other one. That's acts of service to me mainly.
I suppose my curiosity though is like same with Brooke. Why did that come about? Like why did that become your established
I don't know
way of showing?
I think that's in just about all of my most of my relationships. It's not just romance. But I guess I was raised with my little brother, and we were kind of inseparable more or less, whether we liked it or not. And then parents separated, so I was either with one or the other at a time. It was never both of them. So it was really kind of like a duality there. And I usually, no matter where I went, ended up having one best friend at a time. I'd have a lot of friends, but I usually hang around one particular person mainly, depending on the season of the life, So it was actually just a common thing where I always kind of stick with one person mainly. Yeah.
And you like sharing things with them that were of a giving nature? Because again, I'm not trying to psychoanalyze you, and I know it seems like I am, but I'm just trying to figure out where that giving something comes from. And I only because I can almost relate to it, even though it's not how I express, I think, my love language, but I can almost relate to it in a way that I knew I didn't have a lot of money or things growing up. So because of that, when I give someone something, it's a really important gesture to me because I didn't grow up being able to be given something or being able to give something necessarily. And it's almost like a mental thing like, hey, I don't have a lot to give, but I love you so much that I'm willing to give what I have.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Backstreet Boys. And my love is all I have to give.
Good job. Brought it back. All right, let's move on. This is getting too deep. Here we go.
Well, you don't want mine? Okay, cool.
Nope, it's over.
This is two episodes in a row. Josh has been like, all right, let's move on.
Yeah.
A little bit too much like therapy.
I was gonna say mine really quick is reliability in all things, whether it be friendships or relationships, I think. And I think Josh understands where I'm coming from. I think I really, really go overboard in making myself reliable to people and making myself available when they need me. And then how do I like to receive it? I still haven't figured that out yet. Maybe conversation, someone that's willing to actually have deep conversations without getting scared or running away or being able to deal with a little bit of conflict, back and forth. I think that to me,
that's all you really want.
I'm not someone that enjoys someone that just rolls over. I hate that. That really bothers me because maybe because it makes me feel like a bad person. I'm not doing enough to engage or giving enough of an opportunity to engage. So I think that's why I constantly surround myself with vocal and people that will push back and maybe create some form of conflict because I truly believe that conflict can be constructive and breed cohesion between two people. So that might be it.
It's a circle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh, I ran through it really quick. Go ahead.
I pulled this one up. I don't even know what this means. What did you do? Any thoughts on how that relates to love as a theme? What have you what did you do for love? That's what it was. What's something where you're like, oh my God, I spent $3,000 on this or whatever. What'd you say?
Oh, I said, okay, Meatloaf. Did you do anything? But not that.
Well, do something.
Don't do that.
Have you heard the controversies on that song, by the way, Brooke?
No.
So I read there's some weird theories, fan theories, and one of the funniest ones that I found was that song is about anal.
No.
And I was and they go way into the fan theory, and I was this is
it's
so
probably
terrible.
About pegging, honestly.
Maybe
Probably pegging.
Maybe.
No, it's in the lyrics.
Don't do that.
This is an ongoing thing that people don't understand. That he's saying every verse he's saying something he won't do for love. It's not like a secret thing. Well, if you look up the lyrics,
I will not.
Maybe I'm crazy. No one else to save me, but now as long as wheels are turning, as long as the bays are burning, as long as your dreams are coming true, you better believe it. I would do anything for love. Yeah.
There's nothing that he wouldn't do there.
He said all the things.
Those were all things he would do. Those were all things he would do.
Anything you're dreaming of. Anything you're dreaming of.
I don't.
Every night of my life.
Yeah.
But he won't do that.
Right in the middle of this godforsaken town? I can do that.
I'm telling you, like, find the theories on it, like, if you can. I can't remember how I went down this rabbit hole, probably listening to a podcast, but then I was like, oh man, this is so funny and interesting.
Wow.
I can't start looking at that. That's
let's talk about
You're going to
this.
get locked up.
It
makes for great radio, though, Brooke. Everyone on their cell phones during it is a fantastic radio show. So Josh, Josh, what would you do for love?
Oh, what would I do?
What have you done?
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of like maybe something grandiose maybe you've done and it probably didn't work out. Or
you've legitimately punched a fire extinguisher for love.
I don't know about that for love. That's more of a biological frustration.
Frustration.
Now I'm thrown off.
I feel like that was the perfect.
I don't know. Like
I feel like that was the perfect opportunity to be like, Fry. I don't know if you know this about me. I just really hate things that stop fire. I hate them.
Yeah, keep it burning, baby, all day long, just like shun that fire.
It's your love for fire that keeps you going.
What has he done for love? Arson.
I would. I'd burn something up. You know?
And
she's like, if my lady comes in and she's got the gas tank and she's like, we got to. And I'm like, okay, we got to. And then I just got to think of an escape plan. We're doing fire now. I think about that sometimes. In some relationships.
Police officer arrests him. What were you doing? I was doing fire.
Like if someone comes home with a body in the trunk, I mean that's the kind of love that you want, right? Like if not that kind of love, but the love where you're like, okay, no questions, let's go bury the body, like because I love you that much, I'm on your side, that kind of thing. That's a very rare thing, though. You know, hard to find that.
So what have you done?
I would bury the body. I've buried like 47 bodies so far, and it's going well. I have the same spot. So if you find it, jackpot. You know what I mean?
Got like 27 of them on the spot.
I don't know. Nothing particular comes to mind. You guys got anything grandiose? Like obviously, there's like spending a lot of money on concert tickets and whatever. I almost moved in with somebody right after high school. That she was leaving, long-term girlfriend, she was leaving to Delaware, which is like 10 states away. So I helped them move, drove with them, helped them move in. And then it was just kind of like, okay, well, time to find a job. And I'm like, whoa, I'm going back home. And you're like, oh, I thought you were just going to stay here. And I'm like, that's odd. But the whole thing was a little strange. But I went home and we broke up shortly after.
Distance is tough. What about you, Brooke? What have you done?
So much. I've done so much for love. I don't know. I guess probably the biggest thing for my experience with love is to like love them anyway. So to love them through the moments that you don't want to love them. Like the things that you're like, oh, I really don't like you right now. But still showing compassion and caring. That's probably like the biggest way for me to show somebody love. Is to be in those moments and be like, I can't freaking stand you right now, but I'm going to step back and love you anyway. So I think that's probably, there's been like a lot of big gestures or whatever, but that shit doesn't really matter. It's those small moments that matter the most, I think.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. I dig it. I would say for me, mine's quick. Patience and forgiveness in all things.
Patience and forgiveness.
That's it. Like I think we've talked about it on the show before. At certain points, like I will argue with you and fight with you, but I'll never disown people. Really, if you haven't done something like crazily bad, like if it's something, most things I think humans can get over. I think that we just really love grudges, and I just after I got out of the military, I stopped having time for grudges. I started having more time for love and less time for grudges. Like, these are people that are in your life, and you're getting usually into fights or arguments because you genuinely care or love another person, and that's why you're fighting. Yeah, it can be like an argument, but if you dig deep beneath that surface, I think it's mainly like, hey, I love you so much that I'm willing to fight you for this, you know? And I think that's it. Like, just patience and forgiveness. Because I don't have a lot of patience for a lot of other things, but
Forgiveness.
Is it more than saying sorry? Is it more than saying you're doing the line from Just Friends, right?
Don't love you anymore. Forgiveness. In that song? Forgiveness.
Oh, that's a different song. I was thinking of the Anna Faris. I was thinking of Anna Faris and Ryan Reynolds from Just Friends, where she's like, forgiveness is more than saying sorry. And she's like, I'm a real artist, okay?
Sure, if you say so.
I think we need to move on to a real topic. What's the next topic?
A real topic. All right. Ooh, this is a little different. Talking about some self-love now. Moving into that.
That's weird. I don't want to talk about that with you guys.
We're getting pretty expected, but I guess it was expected for love, sort of. You're talking about love. That's everything, right? Like, it's like 75% of all songs is about love. So you can talk about that forever. Might get a little deep. Self-love, constant process for me. It's been years and years of trying to figure out what that means and what that would take, and I learn every day. Hard work. But like you said, Brooke, with like loving someone through really hard times or really frustrating times or whatever, like I think self-love, just like romantic love, is a choice. You don't fall in love with someone, in my opinion. You become obsessed with someone, infatuated with them, whatever. But at a certain point, it's whether or not you choose to keep doing it. Because you fall out of the lovey-dovey stuff. You fall back into it if you're lucky. But when you're mad, when you're sad, you have to keep doing it anyway, because that's what you chose to do. That's what love is. And the same applies to self-love. Just because you're mad at yourself or ashamed or whatever, like it's a constant struggle, and that's what I'm personally working on. End of story.
Yeah.
I can relate to that hardcore. Like, I hate myself a lot, and I shouldn't, because most people, like I said, like in someone's story, you're the hero. Like, it's weird to think about, but there are people out there, and in their story, you're the hero. And it's weird because you don't realize it usually until you've made a mistake, and this person has to tell you, or these people tell you, like, no, I look up to you. I think this is awesome. So I deal with that all the time. I try to be open because I think it's okay to be open about it. I recently talked to a mentor of mine, and he called me out, like, in the middle of a conversation. He's like, hey man, like, a lot of people that think and act like you have typically this mental issue, and I'm just wondering, are you okay? You know? And I was like, well, I don't think I'd ever do anything, but on a constant basis, like, I don't like myself. I think I can be better. I'm not pushing myself, and it's a constant struggle, because there's like I think there's people in this world, to include myself, that have a constant fear of failure and a constant fear of success. Like, well, if I do it, what if I fail? And then what if I do it and then I succeed? Like, oh my God, it's all bad. And then you just, like, you go nuts, you know, in your own box. So I think self-love is like getting over that and just doing that. And I think, like, I'm lucky to have you guys, because a lot of this it seems so natural for me to get up there and talk, but it is a form of me getting over different things that I go through. Like, oh wow, people do like me. I'm not awful. You know, like I'm like, you're in your own brain. And I think also a form of self-love for me is, you know, meditation, which is going into the gym and working out. That is how I meditate. Like that, it's not, oh, I'm trying to be this, or I'm trying to look like that. It's literally like, no, that's my quiet time. That's my meditation. Like, that's when I find myself in my own world.
You can turn your brain off to most things, or while you're focusing on something, it helps you think about things conversely. It could be either one for you, depending on the day. Like, going to the gym.
When you're constantly achieving, you know what I'm saying, Josh? Like, in a gym, you're constantly achieving, and it's almost like a ton of micro goals. Every time you finish a set, every time you finish a rep, you're achieving something, and it feels good.
Yeah.
I think physical activity for healing the body and mental issues like that, it's a time where you can be present in your body and feel kind of safe as well. Because a lot of times when I'm having like way too many emotions or something and I can't handle whatever, I don't feel safe. But like with working out, you feel safe. Like, yeah, I'm working these biceps and my body is great and I love being in this body right now. Look at all the work that I'm doing. So I think it's a good way to, like it's a good way to be proud of your physical form.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like I said, that's why I go that's why I like to be alone. That's why I have a home gym. That's why I go hours when there's not a lot of people there, is because it's my time. Like, I don't want to deal with anything else. I don't want to deal with people. I just want to get myself mentally right to make it through the rest of the day.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't really get that experience. I have in the gym, but it's not. Like I said, haven't lifted in quite a while. But for me, bicycle is my safe house, dude. I feel like a
swimming, right?
Sea. The swimming is great too, but that's more of a It's 30 minutes at a time, give or take. On the bicycle, like no matter what level of physical fitness I'm in, I feel like I can ride a bike all day. And headphones, no headphones, like it's the best. It makes me thinking about it is making me happy.
That's good. That's awesome.
What about you, Brett? You got to find your mode.
Yeah.
Brooke was a gym rat for a while.
I was. Self-love for me it's been an evolving thing for me. I used to be really super heavy into the gym. Like I'd spend 3 hours a day, every day there, super ripped. It was great. I loved it, but it didn't solve a lot of the issues that I had going on mentally. So self-love to me, I'm in therapy. I'm taking medicine every day. I'm journaling. I'm doing art for fun. I'm having conversations with friends. And most importantly, I think the biggest thing is loving like the dark sides of myself. You guys kind of talked about this a little bit, like the shame that maybe you have or you hold against yourself. Like, oh, I need to be this. Oh, I need to be that. But self-love for me is more about loving who I am right now, right here. And I love who I am. And I don't know how, I don't know how you guys feel, or if you have like an actual feeling when you feel love is present. But for me, it's like the feeling of coming home. Like I'm home and I feel that in here. I feel that in my body. And that's how I kind of show self-love. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it's taken a lot to get to where I am, because I don't think that I was ever, or maybe you don't get taught it. Maybe it's just something that you learn along everybody's life. But I didn't know that you needed to love yourself actively in order to be healthy mentally.
Yeah.
So
that's been a discovery myself as well.
Yeah. But I'm so happy that I have like all of the things that I do right now, and hopefully we contribute to that. Hopefully we make you feel loved, because that's a big goal of why I did this company. Like I said, it was really to like not make people feel and even when things grow for us, like I don't want people to feel like they're working. I genuinely want people to feel like they're just having a conversation with their friends, even in production meetings where what people don't understand is we do, a half hour to 45 minutes of prep, and we don't mean to, because we do a lot of prep on the side, but I don't want it to ever feel like work. I want it to feel good, like you're just chatting with the people, like you're in a group of friends, and then we hit it, and hopefully we make people around the world, because we're international, and people don't realize that we've got listeners now in Bahrain, Turkey, England, and the United States. So yeah, whatever, our count is what it is, but we literally are listened to in multiple countries in the world. And I hope that we're making them all feel great. All right, Josh, so that was fun. We're learning probably too much about each other, but let's go on to the final topic of the day before we reveal way too much.
All right, I'm going to pick one. It says flags. Okay, that's a nice one to end up with. Like red flags, green flags. Red light, green light, huh?
Never heard of
let's
a
go
green
with,
flag.
Try to, maybe we could quick fire it. Green flag is
Okay, rapid fire.
a green
It's
flag
okay.
is knowing
We'll move on to
your
Brooke
music's-
for a rapid fire. One word answer, Brooke.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Green flags, I guess, would be for me remembering like small things. Like if I say I like peppermint tea and you go and get peppermint tea for me, that's a green flag. Red flags would be I really hate when people ignore me. Like if I say something, just verbally confirm it. Like, yeah, or what did you say? Instead of just nothing at all.
Active listening, big
That's
time.
red flag. Yes. Yeah.
Red flag for me, thin air conflict. And what I mean by that is someone that can just grab conflict out of thin air for no reason. Not like anything constructive, just like, oh, we're in conflict. So
like finding
thin air
a reason
conflict.
just because you're mad already, or okay, yeah.
Yeah. Something went wrong, so you're to blame.
Yeah, or like misreading someone's tone because they feel like it, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just because this is the mood I'm in, you're the enemy.
Yeah.
Green flag for me, I guess acknowledgement, right? Like, hey, I acknowledge you've worked really hard this week, and I appreciate that, or I acknowledge that you did these things. That's awesome. So something like that would be a green flag. Your last, Josh.
Cool.
We filibustered enough.
Yeah. Okay. So a green flag would be like just enthusiasm in general, like, you know, give a shit about stuff. And a red flag would be talking to waiters.
Don't you care?
Like they're subhuman.
Okay.
That's instant.
Oh gosh.
Guillotine. Like you're done.
Yeah.
Like, you don't shut up. Get out of here.
That's
like,
fantastic.
Phenomenon.
That is fantastic. Well,
Anyway,
I loved it, Josh.
What?
No, you were right on track. What were you about to say?
Oh, I was just gonna do the. Anyway, it's been a good time talking about love, and Valentine's Day's coming up. Don't forget, buy the chocolates, but schedule the date for another day. It's busy at the restaurant. You're not gonna have any time. Do it the next day. Things are on sale. You can find me at JR Berkeley on Instagram. You can find GORP Show at GORP Show on the tweet.
Find me at Brooker Loves on IG.
You can find all of us at the TheSadFan Podcast Network on YouTube. TheSadFan is all one word. And you can reach me at TheSadFan Cast or at TheSadFan. Gosh, we love all of you. We need you guys to keep watching. Like I said recently, and I keep saying, it'll come soon. Pay attention to our Instagram. Pay attention to our Twitter. There will be an announcement coming very, very, very soon, and it benefits the fans.
The fans.
Bye, everyone.